Check it out, guys. So Palantir is reporting earnings on Monday, I believe the 8th of May. Let me double check that here. That's on Monday, right? Either way, they're reporting in a couple of days here after the bell, and their stock is not looking so good right now. The stock's been bleeding over the past couple of days. Yep, they're on the 8th. The 8th after the bell. Their stock's not been looking so good these past couple of days, so I want to do an update with you guys in this video. We'll break down the charts, and we'll talk about the financials a little bit and their earnings projections for the earnings report on the 8th. So if y'all find value, hit that like button, make sure to subscribe, and don't forget to get up to 15 stocks from Moomoo. Once you open up an account using that link down below, you get one free share of stock right off the bat, and if you deposit at least $100, you get 4 more stocks totaling 5 stocks, and if you deposit at least $1,000, you get 10 more stocks totaling a whopping 15 free stocks. And of course, that link helps out the channel. I appreciate you all as always, and with that being said, cheers. Let's dive right into the video. So again, guys, this company is reporting earnings on Monday, and their stock, although it's up 1% right now when I'm making this video in the middle of the day, pretty much on Friday, it's at 7.45. Their stock's still been doing pretty poorly over the past couple of days. You guys can see the stock started off this week at about, let's see, $8. I think we hit on Monday. Actually, no, that was on that was last Friday. Actually, on Monday we were at about $7.80, and yesterday we hit a low of $7.28. So you guys can clearly see we're trading in this downwards channel on the 5-day, 5-minute. Let me draw it out so you guys can see it. We're clearly trading within that channel here on this time frame, and it looks like even though it's up 1%, it does not want to break out anytime soon, at least as of now. And granted, earnings are on Monday. Anything could really happen after earnings, especially with Palantir. This stock does move wildly in either direction, but as of now, again, we're in this channel, and the bears are no doubt in charge, at least in my opinion. And if we pull back the layers a little bit, let me pull the 20-day chart up. You guys can see this stock has been in a downtrend far more than just the past couple of days. This thing has been downtrending for a good almost month at this point, more like 3 weeks since the middle of April. You guys can see where we hit $9, and now again we're in the mid 7s, so we're clearly downtrending. We have a death cross here on this 20-day chart. We're under both the 50 and the 180 moving averages. That's not the best sign overall for the bulls by any stretch of the imagination. And pulling up the 4-hour chart, you guys will notice this is at a major level of support right now, a huge support level, guys, which you all can see if I draw this out. It's right at about 730 to about 740, which is right where we are right now. You guys probably remember I covered this a couple of videos ago. Well, last time we talked about Palantir, which I think it's been about a week. I forget exactly how long it's been, but we called out this inverse head and shoulders that has not really played out, but we're fighting to hold the neckline at the time I'm making this video. Who knows? Maybe when you're watching it, it's different. But right now, when we're filming this, we're fighting to hold the neckline of the inverse head and shoulders, which is right around 730 to 740 again, which is where the stock is right now. So if this falls through this level at 730, 740, we start going lower 7s, especially under 7, that's where the bears are going to gain control, and they can take this thing even lower from that point. So for that reason, I'm a little bit nervous here from a technical standpoint. On Palantir, I think there could be more downside potentially based on how the numbers come out. So let me set some alerts. I'll do one. Mark is at or below $7. Then I'll put another one. Might as well. Mark is at or below $7.30. If we break these points, again, the head and shoulders, the inverse head and shoulders is pretty much out the window. We'd be breaking the neckline at that point, and we could be going down even more. And at that point, guys, believe it or not, Palantir stock would be at a multi-month low. If we do break under $7.37 flat, that'd be the first time we do that since the beginning, actually more towards the end of January. So it's not looking that great right now for the bulls, guys. And even here on the 4-hour chart, we have a death cross, and we're under the moving averages. So I'm not trying to be a doomsdayer. I'm not trying to piss anybody off. I'm just keeping it real. I'm just breaking down the way I'm seeing the charts right now, and that's the reality of the matter. We had a huge pop back in the middle of February, and it's been bleeding ever since, and now the bulls are holding on by a thread. That's just the way it is right now, guys. So let me quickly pull up Safari here, guys, so we can see what the numbers are looking like for Palantir right now. now. The market cap is a whopping 15.3, or rather $73 billion level, $15.7 billion market cap. Their beta is almost a 3, which is just insane. Way more volatile than the overall markets. Way, way, way more volatile. And their EPS trailing 12 months is negative 17 cents. So, of course, they're losing money. Not a surprise there. And if we come over here to their analysis tab, we're going to see the projections for EPS and revenue based on a couple of analysts. So based on 14 analysts, their average EPS estimate is 4 cents. All right. The low estimate is 3 cents, with the high estimate being 5 cents. And a year ago, they actually did 2 cents in EPS on this quarter. So whether it's the high, the low, the average, whatever the EPS actually comes in at, it's going to be higher compared to last year based on 14 analysts, which is a good sign for the company. Of course, they want to be profitable at some point. Every company wants to be profitable. Not every company will be profitable. I mean, some will go under, some won't make it. But of course, the goal is long-term for a company to achieve profitability as they've grown, as they've scaled. And although Palantir is growing, right, they're a business that's scaling. Of course, they want to be profitable too at some point, maybe here in the near-term future. And based on 11 analysts, we can see average estimate for revenue is $505 million. The low estimate's 504.11, and the high estimate is $507 million, with a year ago them doing $446 million. So that's growth of around 13% year over year, which is not as great as what we have recently seen with Palantir. Their growth rates have slowed down, same with a lot of other companies out there, but it's pretty prominent here in Palantir. But still, 13% year over year growth, that is not bad at all for the company. And coming over here to their financials, guys, let me pull up the balance sheet. I don't remember what the balance sheet's looking like here on Palantir. So right now, total current assets are right around, let's see, $3 billion roughly. They have $2.6 billion in cash equivalents, $250 million in receivables. And coming down here a little bit more, let me see what the total current assets, or rather total current liabilities, are looking like. So current liabilities right now are $580 million, almost $590 million. So right off the bat, guys, their current ratio is well over a 1, well over a 1, close to actually a 3, maybe even more than that, if my mental math is correct. And they could literally, if they wanted to, guys, they can pay off all their current liabilities, debts due in the next 12 months with their cash and cash equivalents and short-term investments right now. If they really wanted to, they can take their $2.6 billion, they can take a fraction of that and pay off every last dime of the current liabilities and even their total liabilities if they really wanted to. I mean, they're not going to do that. There's probably no reason for them to do that. But if they were in a pinch and they have to pay off some debt, they can do that. They have a ton of cash equivalents, and current assets, which is not too surprising considering the type of business that they are. I mean, sure, if they were a restaurant business, right, and they had that type of current ratio, I'd be pretty shocked. Them being a tech company, software company, they have a ton more cash, higher margins. That's kind of how these businesses are. Lower debt, that's just the nature of these businesses. So yeah, $7.40, guys, 15 billion market cap, P ratio non-existent because they're not consistently profitable, obviously on a 12-month basis. And I think their price to sales ratio is very high. This thing has creeped up a little bit from the last quarter, it seems like, or the last couple of months. Their price to sales ratio right now is a 9.3, which is a metric I look at when it comes to growth companies, because again, if a company's not profitable, they don't have a price to earnings ratio. So I like to look at price to sales, because all companies, well, at least if they're, unless they're pre-revenue, all companies have sales, right? So you can look at the price to sales, and in this case, it's 9.3, but then again, it has come down a lot from where it was about a year ago. The price of sales was at a 17, and really the drop in the price of sales has a lot to do with their stock price getting destroyed, but still, I think it's pretty high, 9.3, but, who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Maybe that's not that bad considering the future could be very bright for Palantir. I don't know. But price of sales, fairly high. Price to book, also pretty high. We'll see what the forward PE here is a 40. So I guess they are projected to be profitable in the next 12 months. But still, 40 PE, pretty high, but then again, they are a growth company. Maybe their growth starts to pop up again in the next couple of years as they secure more business. We'll see how it goes, guys. But overall, right now, Palantir stock, the stock price looks like it could go lower if we're looking at the technicals, and it all comes down to earnings on Monday after the bell, guys. Earnings, if they blow it out of the park, blow them out of the park. Guidance is great. We could potentially see a breakout here on Palantir, and maybe that right shoulder starts to play out. Maybe we start moving back towards the mid-8s, maybe $9 where we were a couple weeks ago. But right now, to me at least, call me crazy, it looks like this is on the verge of falling through the floor, which is why my alerts are set at $7 and $7.30. And you could also argue here, if I clear the drawing set, another bearish pattern here that I could draw out. We arguably have a descending triangle. If I pull this 4-hour up and zoom in a little bit, we have support at about 7:30, like I mentioned, but at the same time, we've been making lower highs into that support, arguably putting us in a descending triangle. And how do descending triangles play out? Well, in this case, the leg down could come if we break under $7.37. That would be essentially the descending triangle playing out, and we'd break the neckline at that point of the inverse head and shoulders, and well, things could get even worse. So I'm not trying to be a doomsdayer, but I'm just keeping it real here from a technical standpoint on Palantir. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe. And don't forget to get up to 15 stocks from Moomoo using that link down below. Once you open up an account, you get 1 free share of stock. Once you deposit at least $100, you get 4 more stocks, totaling 5 stocks. And if you deposit at least $1,000, guys, you get 10 more stocks on top of the 5 stocks, totaling 15 free stocks. And of course, that link helps out the channel. I appreciate you guys as always. Let me know what stocks you get in the comments. And feel free to check out my Patreon if you want to see me build out my Patreon portfolio, which I just bought more stock in yesterday. You want to see my charts and ideas throughout the day, be a part of the Discord chat, and if you want more access to me throughout the day, all of that's on Patreon, link down below. And with that being said, cheers, guys. I'll catch you in the next video.